Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm doing this one while I'm driving, just recording on the road. I did not do a wrap-up recording last night because it was close to 3 a.m. and my brain was pudding. So here's where we are. It is now the next day. I started work a little bit early, started at about 3:30 to get into the city. I live about an hour away. I live out in Westminster, so my drive into Baltimore kind of ranges from 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon where I want to start and what time I hit the road. Got into the city. I've been starting my evening in Harbor East, and I found that the hotels are a great place to pick somebody up right around rush hour that's preferably leaving the city, either through Penn Station or BWI. And that's great because what happened tonight that did not work out was I picked somebody up at Harbor East who was a townie and who was going all the way to Fells, and a 5 to 10 minute car ride ended up taking 40 minutes because of rush hour traffic. So it was just a god-awful nightmare. So, that's kind of the hit or miss of Uber and ride sharing in general, is that you're not always really sure where you're going when you pick somebody up, but you can be sure where you're starting. And certain starting points are always going to be more fruitful than others. Late at night you want to hang out near the bar scene, because obviously those are going to be the people that are moving from point A to point B, whether it's bar 1 to bar 2 or bar to home. So those are good hunting grounds. But during those non-bar hours, for those of you driving rush hour or driving early evening, be kind of tactical or strategic in what you're doing. That could mean, the BWI business, which, I've talked about briefly, and I will go into in more depth later. But there's money to be made there. There's definitely good fishing grounds there if you know how to do it. But I like the hotel out of town customer that's maybe moving large distances. So yesterday I had somebody that went from the city all the way out to Greenbelt, and again, those kind of big fares, I think it was a $30 or $40 fare when it was all said and done for a 40-minute drive. That's great money right there. That's how you have to plan your day. So just wanted to touch base and let you guys know. By the way, I finished the night at around 180. So not a bad night after fuel costs. And I think I did it in about 200 miles, which is not terrible. That's total miles from the minute I leave my house to the minute I get home. And that's how I track my miles, is not just what Uber tracks, but literally every mile I drive for the purposes of work. So I fill up my tank in my local gas station. There's one around the corner for me that's pretty cheap. I reset the tripometer thingamajiggy, and then I log it at the end of the night when I pull into my parking lot. So total miles driven on and off the clock, so to speak, was about 200-ish. I think it was 215. And for $185 or $175, something like that. That's great money. It's almost dollar for mile, which I kind of use as a watermark. Some nights it's going to be off, either super better or super worse, and that's just depending upon whether you're doing a lot of short hops or a lot of long distance driving. So that number can be skewed, but use that as kind of an average, or your watermark, is you want to do about $1 per mile at the end of the night. And if you can do that and also hit your target, which for me on a weeknight is 175, and obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'm shooting for $200 a night, that kind of gets me right in the ballpark of where I want to be, which is about $1,000 a week. I'd love to do $1,200, and ultimately my goal is to do $1,500 a week. But considering I'm only about 40 days into this adventure, I feel really, really good with the numbers that I've projected. So I'm on my way back from Essex Middle River. I had a customer that wanted to go all the way out to Franklin Square Hospital from the city. Again, it was a Harbor East pickup. He was staying at one of the the Homewood Lodgings right there in Harbor East, and obviously going out to the hospital where he's doing some sort of short contract job. So heading back into the city, driving down 40. I do not have the app on, only because I don't want to do suburb business right now. It'll take me like a ping pong ball all over the place, and I would really rather get to where the fishing is. That dinner rush is coming up pretty soon. So I'm going to sign off now, and I will touch base later.